What made you join the photography scene? How did it get started?
Well, I actually started photography by accident, like all photographers. I was first like a family photographer, and I was, traveling somewhere near in the snow in winter, and we were snowbound. So I just took my camera and I took a few pictures, and they just turned out very nice. And then there was a patient of mine and a friend of my son's, and he was, in charge of Citibank in India. So he said, "Well, these are very nice pictures. Why don't you just exhibit them in a bank? And at the end of the day, let's keep some of them here." So that's how my first exhibition started, and then of course some newspapers carried it as well. And then I got encouraged. I said, if a newspaper can carry my picture, it must not be bad. You know, I could not be that bad. And then of course I started experimenting, and then I started growing, and I started getting more and more experience. So it's a hands-on thing. I take at least one or two photographic trips exclusively every year, and I enjoy it very much. Of course, it's a bit tough, but I've climbed Machu Picchu, 3.5 hours upstairs with my heavy cameras and the lenses. I've been to to Arctic region last year. This year I'm going to Antarctica. I've just come back from New Zealand. I've got some wonderful pictures over there, which I hope to exhibit in my next exhibition. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and like I really enjoy it, and particularly more so because the cause is very good. Because all my photographs that I have, I donate to a blind school, blind children, so that they can have some happiness in their lives. They cannot see the world, and it's such a beautiful world. So I try to capture the world, which is so beautiful, and hopefully use it for their benefit in some small way or the other. The first trip that I took was to Kufri, which was many, many years ago. And I mentioned that it was snowbound, and there was a van in front of mine, and that whole van slipped and fell off the cliff, and people died. So it left a very, very impression on my mind, very strong one. And then of course, like I said, that turned out to be an exhibition for Citibank. And from there onwards, then I every year, like I said, I go to some exotic country. I've done everything. I've done Switzerland, I've done Italy, I've done New Zealand, I've done South America. My recent exhibition was South America. I did Peru, I did Chile, I did Argentina, I did Brazil, all of that. And like I said, now I'm going to Antarctica. I've also done Russia and Siberia, and I did it during the war. I went recently to Russia, and I went to Siberia, and I got some fabulous frames over there as well, and hopefully that will also be one of my next exhibitions. So sometimes I get invited by countries, and I then decide which country I should kind of promote. So it starts with that. I mean, of course, I don't do it commercially, so I don't take any money for it. I do it on my own, but I do get invited, and like I said, I was invited by the Western Australian government. I was a state guest over there for 9 days. I shot 16,000 wildflowers for them, and I had an exhibition over there. And then back in India, and then I gave all that money to the Red Cross Australia, because there are a lot of bushfires over there at that time. This was just before COVID. So I get invited, and I like to go to countries which other people don't go. So I don't want to go, become like a picture postcard photographer, which you see everywhere in the glossies. But I want to go to places and excite people to go to places where normally they would not go. So it's not adventure tourism, but it's still exciting. So this was actually very difficult. It's a very difficult question to answer actually, because I have done this Kashmir exhibition over 10 years. It's taken the longest time, and I did it during a time when militancy was also there. So people said, don't go there because you'll get shot, and there's so much of trouble happening there. But I managed to go there, and I managed to get different seasons. I also gave a talk on homeopathy and medicine, to a lot of postgraduate psychology students over there a couple of years ago. So there I managed to catch a little bit of autumn, but what was really missing was still autumn. And over the years I managed to get winter, and I managed to get summer, and I managed to get spring. So for autumn I actually took a flight, especially just went there for 2 days and just captured autumn again. So it's been a love's labor. It's been over a period of time. It's not been just at one time. It's a collection of pictures which I've shot over a 10-year period, and also during difficult times. Now of course Kashmir is wonderful, and I do hope that many people, even from Thailand, will actually visit Kashmir. I always keep saying that instead of going to Switzerland or any other place in Europe, please visit Kashmir. It's Jannat, it's beautiful. You can see it in the pictures. And these are only some of the pictures that I'm able to capture because, Kashmir is so beautiful. You can't capture it in just one short frame. Good question. Collection is never complete because as a photographer, you're never happy. You always want to do better and better. Uh, but when I realized that the torment in Kashmir is over, I thought that's a good time to promote it. So I had this exhibition 2 years ago in Bombay, and I'm sure after that a lot of people went to Kashmir from there and from India as well, from other parts of India. And now I thought I should also take it internationally so that more people from all over the world can also visit this beautiful, beautiful place, Kashmir, which is absolutely Jannat. So people also always ask me that what is a photographer got to do with medicine and with a doctor? But I always believe that photography has actually taught me a lot. So the first thing that it's taught me is it's taught me to live for the moment. It's taught me to take quick decisions, because in photography everything is in a split second. Everything happens in a moment. If you miss that sunrise, if you miss the rainbow, it's gone. Everything turns gray again. You have to capture it just when it's available. So it's taught me also in medicine that I have to learn how to take quick decisions. I have to learn how to take the right decisions quickly. So it's allowed me to be very sharp in my medicine as well. On the other side, it also teaches me a lot of patience. Photography has taught me that I have to wait. Sometimes I have to get up at 3 in the morning. I have to change 3 flights. I had to do that to capture one volcano in Hawaii which was erupting, and I wanted to see it. So it took me the whole day to do that. I went to the Himalayas in Kathmandu, outside that in Nepal. And again, I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning just to capture that chanting of all the people and the sun coming out just behind the Himalaya mountains of snow. So it's a passion, and it takes a lot. And it's just something which is all consuming actually, because then after that you have to also lay it out well. You have to collect data on something interesting about the exhibition as well. You have to create a story about the place. So it takes a lot, and I'm happy that now I've finished 57 exhibitions, so it's been great fun. Well, this is the one I'm looking forward to, and I'm told that this is going to be transferred to another temple as well, so that a lot of Buddhist monks can also see it. I believe that being in nature and being in nature is also very, very close to being religious and being spiritual, because God speaks through nature, and we hear God in every being, in our being. And in the peace that we have in nature, we also find peace in ourselves. So there's a lot of coordination between spirituality and between photography. And I'm sure that when this exhibition goes to temples and it goes to other areas as well, people will feel the same. I'm hoping, of course, to have, like I said, I'm now going to Antarctica, and I'm hoping to get some lovely pictures from there. Actually going to those parts of the world, like I've been to Siberia, I've been to the North Pole, and now I want to go to the South Pole. I've been to Peru, I've been to Machu Picchu, climbed all the way. So I've been to places where people normally don't go.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that to bring those places back on my camera for the rest of the world. Just click. That's it. Don't worry. Today everybody is a singer because they're a bathroom singer, and everybody's a photographer because you have your mobile phone. And let me tell you that some of amazing pictures you can also get on your mobile phone. If you just learn the art and the practice of how to shoot well. What is photography today? Today, a lot of photography is really about lighting, and it's about composition. So if on your mobile phone you can get your lighting correct and you can get your composition correct, just don't be afraid. Just go ahead and keep clicking, and there's always this wonderful button called delete. If it doesn't do well, just delete it. So what's big about it? So please just try. Don't be afraid to capture for posterity the beautiful world that you have around you and the beautiful people that you have around you. So don't post it on Instagram necessarily what you're eating, what you've done today, your makeup and all of that, and your hairstyle, but do post wonderful pictures of nature and of the world around you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your experience and knowledge with us.
Thank you. So wonderful. Thank you. I'm so happy that I'm going to release my 11th book, published by Bloomsbury, and it's called Toxic. The book is co-authored by Swami Sharendraji, who's the youngest brother of Osho. As you know, Osho was a great philosopher. The book talks about toxicity in different ways. The first part of the book is physical toxicity. So it talks about toxicity of the air that we live in, what we breathe. It talks about the water pollution that we have. It talks about the soil pollution that we have, the kind of food that we eat, and how bad it is for us, especially if we are going off the shelf and buying food, and we don't have any organic, vegetables growing. How the meat is also kind of poisoned in that sense with cortisones, because they want the animal to become fat, because you sell meat according to the kilos and according to the weight. So the book is all about that, and then solutions for that as well, including some homeopathic suggestions as well, how to deal with it. The second part is emotional and mental. So it talks about anxiety, depression, it talks about fear, it talks about anger, hate, the kind of emotions that we get today, because there's so much of road rage, for example, today. Then how to deal with that. And the third part of the book is spiritual toxicity. It actually talks about how you can be calm from within in a world which is very troubled. So we're actually living in a world of conflicts. There are conflicts all the time. There are so many world wars going around, not world wars, but there are so many wars going between countries, together at the same time. And how do we deal with it? And how do we make sure that our mind is very calm? So that part we're talking about meditation, we're talking about how to breathe, the breathing exercises, to make sure that we are calm and not get upset about what is going on around us. Because happiness you cannot seek and you cannot find. The more you seek, the more you find, the more it will run away from you. Happiness comes from within. One has to be happy from within. And then this, together with the kind of religious toxicity that happens, the hate crimes that are going on in the name of religion, the kind of problems that people are facing today because of animal sacrifices, in the name of God. So a lot of all of this as well is covered in the book. So really it actually teaches you how to remain happy from within in a world which is polluted and toxic. And the book is out on 27th of June in Mumbai. Amish Tripathi is a very well-known author, is inaugurating it. He was also a diplomat in London. And it'll be available on Amazon and all other e-commerce platforms, together with over 100 bookstores in India, and also at all the big Indian airports as well.